Alright, before I get started, I gotta pull up here and get a little gasoline. And then we're gonna enjoy a ride out to the property. So hold on. We're getting there. Hang on there. We're gonna make it.
K4 DFR.
Alrighty, back with you. Get this mobile down the road. Give me a little something to drink here to Mickey D's, but it's a good time to try to get some stuff done here. Are you ready to ride? Well, let's ride. So, the subject today is going to be the big F word. The F word that controls everybody's lives. And I don't care if you're left wing, right wing, conservative, ultra conservative, fundamentalist. I don't care who you are. The F word is the word that gets you every time. So, let me move that. Give y'all a different view so you don't have to basically look at the back of my head here. You can look at the scenery as I drive. How's that? So I want you to focus today on the F word, and once I get my drink and get on the road here, then we'll really talk about the F word. And okay, I gotta figure out a better way to do this camera, but it could be worse, I guess. How's that? Alright, McDonald's, I got a little bit of thirst going on. So we're going to take care of the thirst problem. And then we're going to take care of the F word problemo. Thank you very much. Are you with me? Good morning, YouTube viewers. Yes, you're with me.
Good morning, what's my best friend?
One large sweet tea, please.
One large sweet tea, anything else for you?
That's all.
Perfect, the window night, thank you.
Alright, sweet tea. I'm good. How you doing? All right.
Okay, I'm waiting for her to send your order back. Okay, a large sweet tea.
That's it.
109.
Thank
Have a great day.
you too. Thank you. Oops. Okay, in line for a sweet tea here, and talking about the F word, and it's not the 4-letter F word. Well, it is a 4-letter F word, but it's not the 4-letter F word you're probably thinking of. There's more than one 4-letter F word. The F-bomb, and this is the serious F-bomb. Probably the F word you're thinking about is really not even close to what this F word that I'm referring to is going to do for you or to you. So the F word that controls your life, controls everybody's life. I don't care where you fall in the political, religious spectrum. I don't care. It just does not matter. For the most part, especially in the Western culture, in our more so-called advanced nations like the United States, our lives are controlled by fear. That's the F word, F-E-A-R, 4-letter F word, fear. You live in fear. If it's not one thing, it's another. Why do we have insurance? Why do you over-insure? Because of fear. Why do you have health insurance? Because of fear. You're afraid of death. You're afraid of losing your job. You're afraid of losing your home. You're afraid of losing. You are controlled by fear. And everything that takes place when we see these mass shootings, and we see horrible events around us, we're controlled by that. Our emotions are controlled by it. Our activities are controlled by it. And in some instances, it controls us to a great degree to where we actually make changes in our habits. In other instances, it doesn't seem to put us in a position to make any changes. Okay, let me get my tea here, and we'll continue to talk about fear.
Hi.
How you doing? Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now I can talk with be able to wet my tongue. Dang it. I gotta figure out a way to do this camera. It wants to fall. Once I get going and not stopping and starting, maybe it'll be better. Okay. Fear. It does control you. That's why you have insurance. That's why you run to the doctor, or you see a growth on your body or whatever. It is fear. That's what creates the power of religion. Is fear. How many times? Dadgummit. This camera better be in fear that I'm not going to tolerate this stuff. Okay. Try that again. So we got that big fear thing. Now, how many times I've had a conversation about religion, about gods, and about beliefs and gods, and I've had a Christian, religious, very strong, or at least a self-labeled Christian, end up with these remarks saying, well, I would rather believe and be wrong than not believe and be wrong. Those words, those few words sum it up, because there's not really a love of right involved. There's not even it's a fear-based belief system. And that's what I get all the time. People are afraid. You don't get as much of the hellfire, brimstone stuff as you once did in our culture, but it's still there. And that fear factor still is prominent when it comes to these belief systems. So, fear of not fitting in, being ostracized. that's another motivation for not only religious views, but for the way that you present yourself in public. Fear, not fitting in by the way you dress, by the way you groom yourself, by the way you live. That fear controls a great majority of people. And it is, when you start thinking about it, it is, our entire lives are fear-based. And that is the four-letter F word that just maintains the greatest control of our lives. Human beings, we're limited in what we can do. In our country, we want our freedoms. We enjoy the capitalist society. And in the freedoms, we always say, someone had to die for our freedoms. And we miss the whole point of freedom when we look at it that way. But religion and this whole thing ties in together, and I'm going to explain this. Because in religion, the same thing is presented. Somebody had to die for your sins. You get this human sacrifice thing thrown in your face with our politics, with our nationalism, and with our religions. It's that human sacrifice. Somebody made the ultimate sacrifice so that you could have, there goes my camera, so that you could have your freedom, so that you could have life, so that you could have. Someone died for you. And it don't matter whether it's a soldier in a military for your nation, or if it's a God death, sacrifice type of thing. It's that spilling of human blood, it's that human sacrifice that you're sold on. And so therein, you kind of put in that trip, and it's like you're unworthy and blah 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 blah. It just nobody stops and thinks about these things, and we wonder why we have a culture. And we're going to walk through this, we're going to step through this, but we got this culture of violence. We've got this culture of bloodshed. 239 years as a nation. We've had less than 2 decades. I keep promoting this thought over and over of nonviolence. We are good at war. We are good at violence. We thrive on it. That is the one thing that we excel at. We're the top of the list as size military expenses in this country. Guns. We love our weapons. We're just consumed with this stuff. The majority of our entertainment is revolves around violence of some sort. For our kids all the way through adults, we love that action, we love that adventure, we love all that. That's what we just thrive on, this stuff. And we're good at it. And we love our military. Now we've got a president that wants to actually have a big military parade. At least that's what we're being told. So we fall in line with that, and we love it, and we're going to hold dearly to that acts of violence and what it brings to us. That's just what we're going to do. So, other than that, that fear promotes all this. Out of these 239 years of existence as a nation, there's always been someone that's our enemy, someone right around the corner. It's almost like they're lined up historically. In my lifetime, we went from the Korean War, we had North Korea, and then the Vietnam, and the Al Qaeda, ISIS, Noriega. You can list these enemies. They're very identifiable. And now we're back, we went to Iran, we went to Libya, we've had these enemies. All these enemies just lined up here. And we've come full circle because now we're back to North Korea and that fear. And of course, then we've got the fear from within. Those misfits in our society, those that go over the edge, and those that do these great acts of violence. And like I said, violence in our culture, in our nation, It's just what we excel. It's just we are good at it, and we express that not only with our guns, the murders that take place constantly in our nation. We also are suicides, and then our driving habits. We are in it. It's just amazing. Our country is top of the list for the number of children that die from gunshots. Our country tops the list for the number of children that die in car accidents. We almost top the list for infant mortality. Not quite the top of the list, but for the nation we are, it's a shame that we're anywhere close to being such a failure in infant mortality. But we use these kids when it comes to fundraisings and that sort of thing. Our heart bleeds for these kids, but we don't do anything to stop the kids from bleeding. We just use them almost as tools. We've got the one very vocal group of the anti-abortion group, the pro-life people, but yet they're the same group of people that want to wrap their arms around weapons, guns, and their rights to own a gun are more important to them than someone getting hurt, and they're going to fight for that. And I'm not going to take issue with that one way or the other. Like I said, I'm not a gun advocate, and I'm not standing here ranting against guns. I don't know that guns, guns are just a reality, and I've said that before. Guns are just a reality in our culture and our society. They're here just like illegal aliens are here. Wall or no wall, you're not going to stop that. It is here. And instead of embracing our neighbors, we choose to make an enemy, us versus them. Someone is destroying us. Someone's out to get us. Our wealth, blah, 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 blah. Even though here in Alabama, where you got the most right-wing conservatives, we are a poverty-stricken state, and but it don't seem to, the ones in power are not poverty, but we got poverty in this state, huge, big time, and so let's go get a gun and let's get the Bible and let's send thoughts and prayers. Fear controls you, and I'm kind of rambling on as I drive here, but that's just the bottom line. Fear controls you. It controls your life, and it controls the decisions you make. And then, it weakens us, it breaks us down. Where it's fear of our death, where it's fear of losing what we work for, fear of losing our job, fear of being shot, fear of whatever, that fear is always there. And it controls the bulk of your life. And it's a shame, because you've got this space of time between birth and death. That's what you've got. That's all you've got. You're born, and that time the clock starts ticking. And at some point, it's going to stop. At some point, your life's going to come to an end. Abruptly, it's going to stop, and it'll be over. And you can hold all the wishful fantasies you want about an afterlife, but as I often tell people, you have been dead. You know what death is. You just don't want to face it because of fear. You don't want to have an adult conversation in regards to your fear of death, your mortality. Being self-aware as we are as a species, that self-awareness makes us cognizant of our own pending demise, and that creates a huge problem, especially when you have the egos that we have. And Galileo got in trouble with the church because he dared to scientifically challenge the thought that the sun revolved around the earth. And it took the church about 350 years to say, well, yeah, Galileo was right. The earth revolves around the sun. We always think that we are the center of some grand scheme, that some benevolent, all-knowing God has us at the center of his or her focal point, and that there's some great master plan about all this. And that's the way we see it because of our egos. And it's a selfish, self-centered, self-absorbed view of of life and the universe. So, and that brings about this four-letter word, the F word, the fear, because we fear that we're going to piss off this great God. We fear that we're going to piss off and get some kind of eternal punishment, because we don't want to accept the fact that we know what death is. It's nothing new to us. We have been dead longer than we have been alive, and longer than we will ever be alive. Everything as we know it has a shelf life, whether it's planets, stars, trees, cars, and humans. We all have a shelf life. And my suggestion is that we need to start being adult and accept these things so that we can have some quality of existence during our short time that we enjoy life. But we've turned it into a materialistic thing. We don't enjoy life. Life controls us. Fear controls us. And next thing you know, our life is behind us. We have this grand, everything is sold to us on a level of sentiment and emotion, and so our practical sides are pushed in the corner so much that we're controlled. We're controlled by that fear. We're controlled by that, it's just like in the olden days, if you didn't have a male child to carry on, that patriarchal society, that was a fear. I mean, that controlled, that was terrible. You had to have that male child. That's why the Bible is full of all these firstborn stories, and that's why Abraham's wife in the Bible gave Abraham her maidservant. It's like, oh, I'm not producing you a male child. You've got to have you a male child. So here, take my maidservant and let's get this male child for you. So anyway, there you go. That's the story. The F word is there. The big fear factor. Beautiful day here in Alabama. And headed out to the property to do a couple little things and making some videos today and get this stuff out. So I put out a variety of stuff. If you've looked through the videos on my channel here, of course a lot of weddings, because that has been my career for a few minutes, and did a lot of interesting things to look at, tours that I've taken, a little history, and then some of this rambling conversation I have with you as I'm driving down the road, for whatever it's worth. So if you like any of it, hit the like button and subscribe. Help the old fella out here. And I won't bore you with all my little silly conversations about fear and all this stuff too much, I hope. Just go on to the next video, because I've got a bunch of them and I'm putting them out. But this one is going to end so I can focus on my driving. Hope you all have a great day.